My roommate was homophobic until I found him on Grindr. So, my roommate, 23M, was the kind of guy who'd make your blood boil. The type who'd make gay jokes every 5 minutes, roll his eyes at Pride Month, and say things like, "No offense, bro, but I just don't get the whole gay thing." And that would have been fine if I wasn't well gay. Yeah, living with him was literal torture. But you want to know the plot twist? This same macho, straight, totally not gay roommate, I found him on Grindr. Not a lookalike, not a maybe. His actual profile, face and all, and the things he had written on it. Let's just say, Mr. Homophobe had some very specific kinks. Smirking face, let's rewind. We'll call him Ryan, 24M. We met in college through mutual friends, and when I needed a roommate last year, he offered his extra room. At first, he seemed chill, clean, funny, paid rent on time. But after a few weeks, the cracks started showing. He'd joke about me not bringing guys over because he didn't want to catch something. He'd make gross comments when he saw two men holding hands on TV. And anytime I had friends over, especially other gay guys, he'd get all tense, like he was uncomfortable in his own apartment. I tried to ignore it, try to be the bigger person. But one night, I was done at IT, was a Friday night. Ryan said he was going to the gym. I didn't think much of it until I realized he left his laptop open on the couch. Now, I swear I wasn't trying to snoop, but a notification pinged. And there it was, a Grindr message. I froze. I opened the app, and yeah, it was his account, his face, his tattoos, his bio that said, DL Gym Bro looking for discreet fun. Mask for mask only. No femmes. Oh, the irony. I scrolled. Hundreds of messages. Pics. Some spicy. Some very spicy. And suddenly everything made sense. The anger, the insecurity, the constant need to prove how straight he was. So now I'm sitting there, staring at my roommate's secret gay hookup profile while he's out pretending to lift weights, realizing this man's entire personality is one big closet door. And I'm thinking, do I confront him? Do I out him? Or do I make him sweat first? Because trust me what I did next. Oh, it wasn't very saint-like. Smiling face with horns, I made a burner account on Grindr. New pics. Fake name. Just enough to look like his type. And within an hour, guess who messaged me? Ryan. You're hot. You host. Where you at? You in a gym, bros? I wanted to scream. The same man who called my friend slurs when he was drunk was now thirsting over a fake profile I made. So I played along. Flirting. Teasing. Setting the trap. When he asked for nudes, I sent a pic from the internet that looked just enough like me. But not me. When he asked where I lived, I said, not far from campus. And then he asked to meet. He said he was free later tonight. So I said, cool, come to this address. And I sent our apartment. Yeah, I invited him to his own house. He had no idea who he was talking to. And I had no idea what would happen when he walked through that door. When he came home that night, sweaty from the gym, phone in hand, and realized who he'd been talking to for hours. Let's just say things got ugly. But that's a story for part 2. Smiling face with horns. Part 2, so yeah, remember how I, 23M, found my totally straight, totally homophobic roommate Ryan, 24M, on Grindr, and catfished him with a fake profile just to see how far he'd go? Well, turns out, he went very far. Like I knew he was in the closet, but I didn't realize I was living with a walking gay panic attack and denial. And now, I was about to become his biggest nightmare. After I sent him our apartment address, pretending to be the guy he was talking to, I expected him to freak out or cancel. Nope. He texted, cool, on my way. I swear my jaw dropped. Like, bro, you're literally walking into your own trap. So I waited on the couch, pretending to scroll through Netflix while he was texting me from the bathroom mirror, flexing in his gym shorts. 20 minutes later, I heard keys in the door that he walked in, still sweaty, still holding his phone, and paused. You could tell something was off. He kept looking around like, where's my date? Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, trying not to laugh. He checked his phone, looks up at me, looks back down, and I swear I could see it click. His eyes widened, because he realized the address his hookup sent him was ours. And I was sitting right there, smirking. He froze. Bro, he said, voice shaky. Why? Why are you looking at me like that? I just smiled and said, "You tell me, Ryan, who are you planning to meet tonight?" And that's when it happened. His entire fake straight facade cracked. He went pale, tried to grab his phone from my hands, started yelling, swearing, saying I was invading his privacy. But I just stood up and said, "Privacy? You've been calling me names for months. You think you get to hide behind that now?" He looked like he wanted to disappear. And what he said next, I will never forget. He started crying, like real ugly crying. He said, "You don't get it. I can't be gay. My dad would kill me. My friends would never talk to me again. I've tried to stop. I just can't." And I swear for a second, I felt bad. Until he said this, "If you tell anyone, I'll ruin your life too." Oh, and that's when the sympathy died. Because this wasn't a scare man. This was a coward trying to drag me down with him. After that night, things got weird. He started avoiding me completely. Wouldn't talk. Wouldn't look me in the eye. But every few nights, I'd catch him sneaking out late. And guess what? Every time he did, I'd log into the fake account. And there he was online, talking to me. Again, he never stopped. So I let him dig his own grave, flirting, sending risky messages, begging to meet again. Until one night, I sent him a message that said, "You sure you're ready for me this time?" He replied in seconds, "I've never been more ready." And I smiled because I was ready too. The next night, I told him the guy would finally come over. And let's just say he did. But when the door opened, it wasn't the stranger he was expecting. It was me, holding his phone, with every screenshot, every message, every lie. And what happened next? Let's just say it made the whole building hear us. Part 3. So, remember how my super homophobic roommate, Ryan, turned out to be living a double life on Grindr? Yeah, I finally confronted him. And when I say it exploded, I mean people 3 floors down heard it. This wasn't just a fight. It was the collapse of his entire fake straight life. Live and in color. S.O. I told him the guy from Grindr was coming over at 9 p.m. He cleaned the whole living room. Like, bro, you hate gay people, but you're out here setting the mood? Anyway, 9:05 hits. There's a knock at the door. He opens it, and it's me. No these guys. No mask. Just me holding his phone. He froze. Didn't breathe. Didn't blink. Just stood there with his fake straight life flashing before his eyes. I handed him his phone and said, "You forgot this, Romeo." And then I played the voice message he sent me. The one where he literally said, "You sound so hot. I can't wait to see you." The color drained from his face that he snapped. Like full mental break. He started screaming, "Delete it! Delete it!" He lunged at me, grabbed my hoodie, shaking, crying, begging. I shoved him off and said, "You called me a slur yesterday, Ryan, and today you wanted to sleep with me. Which is it?" He yelled, "I'm not gay. You tricked me." I said, "No, you exposed yourself. I just turned the light on." That's when he broke down completely. He punched the wall so hard his knuckles bled. Then he fell to his knees, sobbing, saying, "You don't get it. My dad will kill me. I can't do this." And I said, "Then stop living a lie that hurts people like me." The neighbors heard everything. The walls in our building are thin. By the time I told him to calm down, the neighbor next door was already knocking like, "Y'all good?" Ryan stormed out, shirtless, crying, phone in hand, yelling that I ruined his life. He ran into the hallway, slammed the elevator button, and screamed, "You're gonna regret this." I didn't chase him. I just shut the door. Then I heard him downstairs, arguing with someone on the phone. Probably his girlfriend, because she was yelling too. Turns out, she found out everything. He forgot to log out of Grindr on her laptop. Grimacing face 2 days later, Ryan came back to grab his stuff. Didn't look at me. Didn't say a word. His eyes were red, probably from crying for days. Before he left, he mumbled, "I wish you'd never found out." And I said, "I wish you'd never hated yourself enough to hate me." He didn't answer. He just walked out. And that was about a month later. I heard from a mutual friend that Ryan finally came out, moved cities, started therapy, and actually apologized to people he'd hurt. As for me, I learned that sometimes the loudest homophobes are just people screaming at their own reflection.